Hey, you guys. So, welcome back to the Samantha X Show. This is a new week. There's a lot that's been happening since I last did recording. We lost our Queen Mother, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. And I just want to, I kind of just want to speak on that for a minute. I have like so many other topics that I wrote down because this is a new show for me. This is new for me. So I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do the format of my show. But I kind of have the idea that over the week, I'm going to write down topics that I want to talk about. That I just hear, from the media, social media. I really get a lot of my news from social media. I really don't watch Fox or any of the news networks because I feel like they're liars. And I just don't really watch a whole lot of TV because I feel like it brainwashes you. So I usually watch, if I do watch TV, I'm watching like Netflix or Hulu. And I usually try to watch things where I can kind of get away from commercials, which I feel like are brainwashing. And I just kind of like to really control what I'm watching. So basically, like whatever I watch or see over that week, I write down notes just to figure out like what I want to talk about. And my this show, I'm actually going to probably do a couple of shows that I'm going to upload today. The first show that I wanted to do, the first segment, I wanted to talk about Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. I was blown away when I found out that she died. I believe she passed away. I want to say it was either Saturday. I believe it was Saturday. Let me find out really quickly. I'm sorry, guys. I really need to have my details down a little more. I'm kind of like just going. I like to kind of just talk right off the rip, so I'm being authentic. I don't want to be like too scripted. I like to really speak with emotion and just be really, as authentic as possible. Okay, yes, it was last Saturday. And I know I seen on, I don't even know where to start with this. At first, like I have to upload my awakening story so you guys kind of know who I am, where this all started. Like, who is this girl? Who's this woman that I'm talking to? But you'll figure me out over all my videos that I'm going to be doing after a while. But I mean, eventually I'm going to upload a show that's going to just talk about my awakening. But I'm just going to give you kind of like a little bit of it because I want to really just have you understand my connection to Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. I first heard about her in the Hidden Colors movies, and I remember when I first watched the first Hidden Colors, I didn't even believe it. The first Hidden Colors 1, I was so asleep. So was sheep. I call it a sheep when you're just like knocked out. You're sheep. You're following the masses. I was so asleep that when I watched the first movie, I was looking at it like an idiot. Like I didn't know who any of those people were. My parents did not raise me to be awake. They didn't raise me to be conscious. They did not want. They made me proud to be a black woman. Like they never made me ashamed to be a black woman, but they didn't really teach me my black history or self, like just knowledge of self. And so I think my parents, they were in that generation that we had gone through a lot with civil rights and all that good stuff. Like my parents are born in 58, so you had the civil rights movement kind of like in the 60s and the 70s. And so my parents grew up around that. And then I believe once they became adults, their generation believed that we had made great strides and we were now in the schools of the white people. So, everything's great. We're gonna move forward from here. So I don't really fault them, because I think they just wanted their children to fit in with what they believed was the post-racial society. It wasn't until my generation grew up, because I'm 33. I have 3 sons. And it wasn't until we grew up that we started looking around and realizing like, things aren't really that great for us. Even though we're going to the white people's schools and we're getting their white people education and we're going to college like everyone tells us to do, and we're going to getting these really good jobs at white corporations. It just something, things just really weren't improving for us. And, you find out later, when I wake up, I'm like, this makes sense. Like, this is why, it's just not working out for Black people. We're not really making any real strides economically or as a Black race, and we all, I'll speak on that more, but economically is everything. Like, if you don't have money in this world, you don't have power. Um, Let me make a quick note. Oh, yeah. So, because of that, I was looking, I'm like, I'm doing everything that my parents told me to do. I went to college. I have a master's degree, an MBA. I have 3 degrees. So I was like really diligent about doing everything right and succeeding in the white man's world and showing them that I was smart enough and intelligent enough to run with the best of them. But it's like once I was in corporate America, I was realizing like I wasn't fitting in, So I know I'm kind of getting way off base here, but I'm getting to what I'm going to talk about. So, I'm sorry. Basically I realized I wasn't fitting in, and then my ex-husband was actually the one who introduced me to Hidden Colors, the first movie, and he was really into it, like really into it. So he motivated me. I watched it, and I really didn't know who those people were. My parents had never talked about them. My grandparent, mother, I really only knew my grandma, my grandpa a little bit. Got sick, as I got older, but he raised me somewhat. But anyways, I just didn't hear from them about who these people were either. So it's like there goes the elderly wisdom is not really there right these days. But yeah, my grandma's an amazing woman. She's amazing. My grandfather's amazing. But we really aren't talking to our elders about things that we should be talking about. So anyways, I watched the movie and I saw Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. I saw Dr. Claude Anderson, Dr. Mark Johnson. This one woman, I have to remember her name, Tariq Nasheed. Just a lot of polarizing figures in this movie, and I didn't even know like who any of these people were. So I'm sitting here like watching this movie, and it's so incredible, like it's unbelievable to me that we're these great people. Like we've come from these great people because of course, like many Black people, all I was ever brainwashed to believe was that my people just came from slaves. Like we were just always slaves. We were never royalty. We were never owned empires. We never, had built amazing mass civilizations all over the world. I didn't know we were the original people or that we were here first on this earth. I didn't know any of that. So, of course, I learned, I didn't know at the time, but I'm like, white supremacy really just doesn't want us to know who we are and how powerful we were and how powerful we can be again, because our people actually rose up 3 different times and rebuilt civilization after, had been destroyed. No other race has done that. I just learned that recently. But anyway, so I watched the movie, and that's the first time I saw Dr. Francis Cress Welsing. And I watched the other 2 movies. I actually donated for I want to say the first or the second or the third one or both. I donated funds to help get those movies made because they're really expensive to make. So you'll see my name probably in some of the credits with along my ex-husband, and you may not know it's me. You may know it's me. Who knows? But yeah, so you'll see me in the credits because I knew like this second one has to be made. People have to know this truth. They have to know this information. So, fast forward, I had watched the third Hidden Colors installment, the third movie, because, it's a whole series, like a fourth one's about to actually come out, in case you guys didn't know, and you can actually go to hiddencolorsfilm.com, or you can always Google, and I think it's called hiddencolorsfilm.com. And I always tell people to go to that website versus like Amazon or somewhere else, because you're actually going to be supporting Tariq Nasheed, and I think all the I want to say all the funds go to them because it's still their movie. I'm not sure, like if someone else buys it from them and sells it, I'm not sure, but I try to steer people directly to the website because I believe when they buy it from there, it's going to go directly to Tariq Nasheed and his camp. The people who produce these movies, who was just amazing enough to get the research done and produce these movies. So fast forward after the third movie, this was around the time that I seen the third movie, and then I say like the next year, Trayvon Martin had been murdered, and I was just kind of, I was awakening little by little, and I was just like, what is this mess? Like, they kill this teenager. He didn't have a gun. He was unarmed. All he was doing was buying Skittles in a drink, and this seemed crazy. And then the white guy, they weren't even trying to put him in jail at all to even have a trial. They just kind of like, they let him go, like, immediately. So then people were marching just to get this dude to go to jail and to have a trial, to bring him to trial. And I thought that was ridiculous. And I actually marched with my children in D.C. just to bring George Zimmerman to trial. And I just thought, this is ridiculous. I was angry, at that point. And I was also, I had some things going on at work, things like that. So, I was slowly but surely just seeing, like, starting to see things clearly. My eyes are wide open. I was just like, white supremacy is everywhere. Like, it was crazy. It's like I took these rose-colored glasses off and I could see everything for what it really was. So basically, in that happening to me, I was becoming a believer in the truth. I was starting to see truth, and I just started to, every day more and more, walk in truth, and I just started getting really hungry for information. And I started reading books and following Dr. Francis Cress Welsing and Dick Gregory and Dr. Mark Johnson, and I want to say her name is Joy DeGruy. And there's someone else. This other woman who's amazing. I really wish I knew her name. And Dr. Claude Anderson is amazing. Tariq Nasheed, love his videos. He's actually so entertaining too. So it's like really cool. Dr. Mark Johnson, I just started watching him a lot. He was just bringing me life. He just speaks so passionately about Black people, and he's just amazing. I also like to pay homage to our ancestors, so I listen to Dr. John Henry Clark as well, because I do believe our ancestors have a lot to teach us as well, and they are not to be forgotten. And I also listen to Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, if I didn't say her name already. So a lot of these leaders, I got to know them through the videos I watch on YouTube. I would just watch them at work on a regular basis, and I would come home and watch it, and I just was all kind of like became consumed with it, and it got to the point where it was like I felt like I knew these people, and I just really wanted to meet them. So I joined this group, this Black organization, and they had a meeting with Minister Farrakhan, who's another one of the Black leaders that I like to follow, like listen to. And I went there and I got to meet Dick Gregory, Baba Dick Gregory, Minister Farrakhan, Jasiri X, who was a conscious rapper. And that's another topic I want to talk about, just supporting these conscious rappers who are trying to get this knowledge out. I think we could do better to support them. But yeah, so, basically I just always wanted to meet Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, and she just looks so healthy. I never thought that she would be gone this past Saturday. Like, I just didn't see it coming. And I just always, I was pregnant all last year. No, was it last year? Yeah, all last year. I'm sorry. Just had my son. He's almost 3 months old. So I was pregnant all last year. So I was getting sick and I was so heavy. He was a really big baby. So, every time I wanted to see her in DC, it just wasn't like a good time for me. I was sick. I wasn't feeling well, or, I was going through things. So I just couldn't get to see her. And I tried as much as I could, to get out and meet the people that I did meet. It was rough because my son was he was a pretty big baby. He was born 9 pounds, 1 ounce, 21 and a half inches. So he's a big boy, just loving to pieces, but he was huge. So it was really hard getting around, So, when I did try to get out, it was very uncomfortable, but I did. Because I knew people were getting older, but I just never got the chance to get to her. It was just, usually she was at events that just seemed like they were going to be overly crowded, and just certain things, just certain factors that I was just like, I don't know if it's a good time for me to do that. I'm so pregnant. So I didn't get a chance to go see her. By the time I was finally awake, I would say I awakened, I wouldn't say fully because I have a lot of research and work to do. I'm not fully perfect or awakened. I would like to reach all the chakra levels and get to the highest level. So I don't consider myself fully awake until I'm at like the highest level of consciousness. But when I really woke up, um, I wasn't feeling awake, but I'm awake, you know. Um, it was 2014, so 2015 I was pregnant, now it's 2016, and she has just passed, so Dr. Francisco's thing, like I cried, you know, I felt like I had lost a family member, like someone I knew, like a friend, or you know, just someone I knew, because I watched her videos. You know, I know about her, and I plan to read her book, The ISIS Papers. My fiance has the book, and I will get to it. I've been reading Black Root Science, the Dry Valley of the Bone, the Valley of the Dry Bones, the Miseducation of the Negro, the Mayats books, Medu Netter. I mean, there's so many books I'm reading right now. It's crazy, but you know, because I was just like, I need information, I need knowledge, and I've been like reading and following people on YouTube and just trying to get all this knowledge. So you know, I um. I really liked her work on white supremacy. I really liked how fearless she is. And I see myself now seeing her as this idol, like somebody I want to be like, you know. And so I'm stepping up my efforts to pick up the torch and continue her work from where she left off. You know, I would be so honored to even be half the amazing woman she was and she is. She's just fearless. You know, I've seen some of her interviews, but I mean, I've seen some of her lectures, and I saw that she would also do interviews, and people stopped really having her do interviews because she was talking about white supremacy, and she really wasn't scared. She didn't hold her tongue at all. And even now, you know, she to the day she died, she was still fighting for the black race and black liberation and fighting against white supremacy. And from what I've heard her speak up, I literally agree with almost everything she talks about, from homosexuality to, you know, just black men, you know, just white supremacy, what white supremacy is and what their agendas are and what they're doing to keep black people oppressed. So I guess I really wanted to meet her because it's like I don't know. It's like I just really resonated with her. I just could see myself in her for some reason. I don't know why. I just felt like she's me, I am her. Like she's a kindred spirit. Like I don't know. I just felt this weird feeling like it's just a spirit. Like we're just connected. And so you know, I just hope to continue fighting and just doing what she was doing and being fearless like her and willing to fight against white supremacy, because they definitely make it a battle for you. Because I think I heard that she was like they were trying to take her house or something was going on, and now she's gone, and a lot of people believe it's a conspiracy behind that. So you know, because people were like, I didn't even know she was sick, you know. Like she looked completely fine. I think that's why I always felt like would have time to meet her, because she always looked so healthy to me. I didn't even realize how old she was, because then they said she was 80, and I was like shocked, you know, because she always looked so healthy to me. And so you probably hear a little bit of shakiness in my voice as I try to be strong, but my thoughts are all over the place, and I'm grateful that God gave her to us for the little bit of time that He did. You know, I just I feel so grateful that our leaders created so many videos so that we can follow their teachings, and our children can follow their teachings, and my grandchildren can follow their teachings, and because we need their wisdom. You know, they were educated. I think she had a degree in psychology. She had a doctorate in psychology. I mean, these are really educated black leaders, and they are fearless, and they share their knowledge, and they're guiding us, and they're incredible to me. So I'm just grateful that God gave her to us for the short amount of time that He did, and that I just pray and hope that I can learn from her as much as possible, even with her passing, and be half the woman she was in leading my race and just getting us closer to our goal of freedom. So I'm not going to keep you guys. It's just very emotional for me, so I'm going to kind of cut this video a little short, because usually I can be long-winded, but it's hard to talk about her. So we have a few memorials this weekend that I will be attending. If you guys can get out, please try to get out there and attend and just pay homage. I think she has a funeral that's going to be on January 23rd. And just pay homage to this amazing woman, you know, our Queen Mother, who fought fearlessly, fought for us for her whole entire life. This was what she cared so much about. She was so passionate about. And people may be leery of people like her. They think, oh, there's something behind what they're doing. But people don't get rich for fighting for black people, you know? We're not really the most popular people, and black people don't really tend to support black people, I guess, as much as they probably should. So you're not getting rich when you just say, I'm for black people, only for black people, and you're not willing to take white dollars, or you don't really care about white people or other races. It doesn't necessarily, if you're going to try to get rich, that's not, being just for black people is not the way to do it. You're going to do it for sure. So, yeah, so that's all I wanted to say on that. I just wanted to rest in power, Queen Mother, Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. You are just everything. Like, you have taught me so much, and I pray that your videos and your legacy and your books, just what has been left behind, will touch so many others and teach us and help us to awaken our brothers and sisters and help to guide us through this fight for liberation. So, all right, guys. Well, you take care, and thank you for tuning in again to the Samantha X Show, and have a good night.